Hi loves! This is channeling. And on today's episode, I want to talk about Nancie Guthrie and her kidnapping and see what's going on. I know that she's missing, and my intention is to help and to find out what happened. So yeah. So first I want to pull on Nancie Guthrie and the guy who's in the footage. I know that much. There was a guy at her house who showed up. Nancie, the man caught on camera, and the energy in between. Nancie showed up with the Six of Swords, so that makes a lot of sense because that's like travel doesn't change. So she's been, taken away somewhere. Obviously, she was she's kidnapped over and says that's pretty confirming there. He's the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which is a lack of funding, a lack of money. Maybe he just lost his job. Like, it's just not really having much. Like, even if he's like a criminal and he does things in criminal spaces, he's not really good at it, or doesn't make a lot of money from it. He's very like the lower rung, the lower rank of whatever this is, even on the spectrum of like who's in charge of this. Say he's not in charge because of this, like, not getting what I want. Like, he's getting like the lowest cut, the lowest, he's just he's not the leader, he's not in charge, he's not the higher ranks of organized crime. He's not one of those people, and I would think he's been not in the business for that long for this. Or if he is, he's just really bad at it. With the Nine of Pentacles reverse, is just not getting anything out of what you've been trying to do. That really sucks for him, but I mean, if you know the footage, you know that covering the camera with a bush is like, not knowing there was a camera there and trying to rectably figure that out. It's pretty telling there, but yeah, that card right there tells me he's just not really in the know and like not one of the like leaders of whatever this is. Then the Four of Swords. In between them makes sense because it's about like relaxation and rest, and like she must be somewhere. Then like this tells me like this is the place that they've taken her, right? Like where she's okay. Like this is reverse. I'd be a little concerned, but this is like she's safe. I want to say she's immediate extreme danger. I say she's like fine. They're not torturing her. They're not like they're not doing anything horrible like that. It's like they're keeping her contained because the Four of Swords is all about like pulling away and like retreating into yourself and finding things out about yourself. The thoughts in your head and all that kind of like reflection kind of thing. But yeah, this is telling me that. Let me get more confirmation here. Ooh, okay. So I know they've sent out letters, because the High Priestess is upright, is communication. But this is reversed. So I'd be like, because the letters that they're like sending out things, but they're not. The family has like tried to reach out to them, but they haven't reached back. So that's probably what this is the High Priestess reversed. Is like them not them trying to talk to the captors, and then they're not talking back to them. But yeah, she's cut off, right? That makes sense. From anybody, right? Making sure she can't talk to anybody else. Yeah, somehow they don't want to like. They just don't want to. I don't know why they don't want to, but she's okay. I think she's okay. But this is like, they don't want to like, because like, this is like, she can't speak, but she's not dead. They haven't killed her. Like, this is like, we don't want her to talk to them. I don't know why this is. I don't know what's happening there, but they don't want to, like, prove that there's their life, right? Which is what they're asking for, is like, proof of life before they give money or whatever, except for ransom. So but this is like they just don't want her talking for some reason. I don't know why this is. Or giving proof. Like they don't feel like they need to give proof. They don't want to give proof. Because this is them, the King of Swords, which is like arrogant, talking down to people, like manipulate. Like King of Swords can be pretty bad, like manipulation and like very very intelligent. These people are very intelligent and very savvy. They know what they're doing. They may have done this before, or something similar to this, because they know what they're doing, and they're on top of everything. Like the FBI, the people who are investigating this, they're always like, they're not one step ahead. Like these people are always one step ahead. They know what they're doing. As far as like when they captured her and they hid her, they know what they're doing. They're not going to find her very easily. Because of this. Once someone comes in, nothing comes out. It's very contained. Once they have her, there's like rules set where like no one outside that capacity can leave, because that's what I'm getting is like, because this is non-communication. It's not communicating. So to me, it's like they not only don't want to show that she's alive, but they want to. Because in the chance that they get caught, like there's just things that are like the variables of this catching us, or like them being able to leak this back to where we are, or a vicinity of where we are. We think that we shouldn't do that. Like there's something where they think in the capacity of variables and like how bad this is for us, and like, well, if we do this, they might catch us in this way, because we haven't done that before. We haven't been. Negotiating, not debating, negotiating like this before. It was back and forth thing. They're like, we're not going to do that because there's too many variables and that, and we haven't done. There's not expertise in that aspect of it, but they do know how to contain and hide her from the people who are trying to find her, the investigation and stuff. So that's what's going on there. Fascinating. I want to get more information. And I'm just gonna like keep pulling. Oh, okay. So the roles reversed. This is like being naive, not know what's happening. This is like you know what's happening. So it's almost like she knew, or like they tried something before, like maybe like try to abduct her like when she was on a walk or something, or like more like not at her house or something. There's something where they tried to intercept her in some way and it didn't work out, or like or she noticed them watching her or something. There's just something where they like she knew part of what was going on. She didn't know everything, but she noticed them watching her, or they tried to attempt to catch her in a different setting that wasn't her house, and it didn't end up working. I don't know about that. Well, it gives me chills. Cause she knew something was going on. She was not oblivious to what was going on. Sometimes that's like they really know her, but like I'm more leaning to that. She knew somebody from the group, and it's like no, more like she just kind of knew what was going to happen. Partly, what was going to happen, and the intentions of what was going to happen. To not the full extent of what happened, which is like, well, this is weird. Why are they staring at me? Why are they staring at the grocery store? Like, why are they staring at me? Like, I don't know why I'm at this, but I'm seeing her like shopping or whatever. Like, there's just someone following her. Like, not directly, but like she kind of sees them in the corner of her eye. Like every time she tries to like she picks up a product, and she stands up and she just noticed that there's someone like on either side of the aisle, like walking away from where she is, but she realizes there's like someone in the corner of her eye, like, you know, mother's intuition. Like she's like, that's what I'm getting. It's like she's like, I know someone's looking at me. I know someone's kind of looking at me right now. That's what I'm getting. She's just kind of figuring out that they were watching her, but she didn't know why. But she was like, why are they watching me? Why are they looking at me? Scary shit. I'm not gonna lie. This is that Ace of Pentacles is like a golden opportunity, right? This is like perfect for them, and they think this is gonna And I kind of see this as, no, let me put all my words, but that they think that this is going to get them a lot of money, a lot of opportunity, and they're going to get away with this. They're going to turn it into new ventures, invest it in things like their dirty money, invest in things. They're going to get what's on their investment of kidnapping her. That's what they think. But this is the comes in between them, which honestly tells me I want to pull on the family. But this is like, to me, the Ten of Cups upright is like home and family, but this is reversed. So I'm like, oh, there's something going on with the family, more of the story with the family. Like I don't. That's what I'm first impressions getting from that. But also just between her and the group or whatever. This is like not getting what you want. Like I'm being unhappy. Like this is happily ever after. This is just not getting what you want. Like not being fulfilled, not being happy, and like they think this is gonna happen, and like this leans towards that they're not going to get what they want, or the amount that they want, or something to that effect. Or there's something about that where they're not. I don't know. There's just something where they're not gonna get it, or not gonna get the ransom money or whatever. There's just something they might not. They want to get what they want. With this card, it's just not happy. I want to keep pulling because this is fascinating, and her energy, I'm like fascinated. I'm just like, wow, she knew it was kind of happening. That's crazy. This is okay. So I pull clarification. She's the Queen of Wands, reversed upright. This is like fiery, feisty, opinionated. This is like, dolled down, and I feel like maybe they've sedated her. They've gagged her, probably. I don't know, but like there's physical things that can happen that are like getting her from talking, or like debating, or like pleading with them. But yeah, I feel like she was maybe opinionated when she was kidnapped. That they made sure that she wasn't talking for many different reasons. But yeah, I just see this as like them taking control of her voice and like not wanting her to talk or speak ever. Period. Not even for the ransom money they want. This is like they don't want her to talk. Period. And I pulled that in the not miscommunication, no communication. This is communication. High priest is communication. No communication. Nothing from her side. Like there's nothing about. I think we don't want reverse say that. Nobody, not her opinions, not anything is coming out. And watch this with us. Because I just don't want to hear it. Oh. And then the Three of Swords is them. We shall say they feel like they've been burned. Not by Nancie, but by Susanna. Like the way she reports, the way she talks, like maybe I don't know, a segment or something. I don't watch anything like that, but like there's just something where like something she talked about, something she does talk about, or her political beliefs, something like that. There's something where they are jaded, or this is like Three of Swords is like revenge. Like I'm doing this because you did something to me, like in some vicinity of that, and parasocialness there. Just something which she has an opinion about something. It might not even be in the show or whatever. It's just something that she thinks or believes, and like she tweeted about. I don't know. It was just something on social media maybe that they felt like, well, fuck you. Like they felt very hurt by something she's said. She said or believes, and which is why they picked her mother. Clearly happening there. I want to pull on Nancie and Susanna, because this is interesting. I got the Ten of Cups first, broken family, what's going on. So, Nancie, her daughter, and the energy in between. Okay, so, right after that, I'll just explain it. I like to explain order, but like, this is the discard reversed. Nancie is the upright. This is like equal exchange. no, getting justice, getting what's due to you, getting what's owed to you. This is not getting what's owed to you. This is unequal exchanges. She feels like she's either like cut out of like because she's so successful. Her daughter is that I'm thinking that she thinks that like she doesn't get enough of her time or her wealth. I don't know if that really translates. I don't know what it's really meaning, but it seems like there's some point of like either where she lives or there's something where like she's not like she thinks that she can do better. Her daughter can do better. There's something where she can do better, and she thinks that she's like being slighted in some regards of like what's owed to her, like, and maybe she helped her like in some way with like her career when she started like paying for certain things or getting to her certain things, and now she's like later in her life she's like, well, she's not really giving to me and giving for me when I'm in need, and she's really in need now. Like there's just something where like she's like, I need this, I needed help, I don't know what, or surgery, I don't know, like I needed something from you that you weren't willing to give me, even though I'd make no money of my own, not necessarily, it's like something like that, because she's the star, which is like obviously she's at a news show, whatever. She's a kind of a celebrity, but like types of celebrity. She has all eyes on her, right? But this is also like I can read this very negatively, like going to your head, and like she's very arrogant, and she thinks has everything. She can't do anything wrong. Like she always thinks she's in the right. Like there's just not a lot of self-reflection happening because she has so much money. I don't know. There's just a vibe like she's arrogant and doesn't know like when to like reflect her own beliefs and change them. She just stays stagnant in her beliefs, like, because like people change and people think I see this like she's like stagnant in her beliefs and the way she thinks, and she doesn't really adapt and change them, and concede that she's like has flaws. Mostly out of shame, like it's hard to do that in front of like a million, like knowing how many people are watching. Yeah, I would also be scared to be like, hey, I was wrong about this. She's very scared to like say the honest truth or something. But other than that, she's kind of like, it's kind of like diluted into like her personality, because she's like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's also like, she convinces herself that she's not trying to not be herself. She's just like, this is just who I am now. Which, so to an extent, I understand it. But like, again, like I'm saying, she's just like, I can't say my opinion. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like, I have to just state what I've always stated, because if I am wrong, if I say that I was wrong, that's shameful. Like, if I say that I'm wrong, I'm ashamed, I'm embarrassed. Like I can never say that I'm wrong in something, or that I've used my platform for the wrong beliefs that I don't have anymore. Which is like, well, I have to like kind of stand firm in what I've kind of gone away from, because this is what has garnered me attention. I don't know, I've never wanted anything of hers. I'm so serious. I don't know anything about this woman, but there's something where she's like, I've garnered a lot of attention and coverage and like articles and like all this stuff, movement about something that like I cared about once and I don't care about now, but like why would I let go of the audience I have already cultivated? And so it's just like, if I fess up and don't say what I don't believe in this stuff anymore, I can change my opinions. She's lost that audience. She's just like, I don't want to lose that audience. I don't want them to hate me. I was in that mindset, and she's just, wow. She knows it. This is so weird. She like, this is so fascinating. She's like, I feel like I'm rambling right now, but like she's like, because it's double-sided, like a double-sided sword. She's like trying to tell the truth and she can't to the public, but like she's like, And she believed, she's like, I was you once. I believed in those opinions and those beliefs, but I've grown out of that and no longer. But I don't want to feel like I'm not above you guys. It's just like, well, it's like when you, when you outgrow friends, it's like when I outgrow an audience, it's like, wow, how do I go from here? You know, she's like, maybe she was like trying to think of like leaving or something, like leaving the show and like doing something else, pivoting, doing a hard pivot to find a new audience. I don't know, but she just I feel like she felt trapped, and like she was like, I can't let go of the audience I have now because like it's already been this long, and like I've already said these beliefs for so long. People aren't gonna really believe me when I all of a sudden flip on something that has gained me media attention and like really good attention. And she's like, I don't want to squander any of that good media attention. She's just like, I can't do it. I have to be the image. The star is the image. I have to be the image. Whole lot of that for one card. And the Nine of Cups too. Nine of Cups is like, in between them is like getting what you want. But it's also like, once you get what you want, what else is there? So for me, I'm like, that's what I've been saying. It's like she got what she wanted, she got the attention to the audience, but then she turned around, she's like, I don't have these beliefs anymore, I feel so hollow and shallow for repeating the same talking points I've been believing, and I don't believe them anymore. Because I've grown and changed, but it's like my audience is this group of people, and if I said what I really believed, they would stop watching or hate me. But I mean, even though she was walking on eggshells, somebody still didn't like her, right? So yeah, there's just something there. Like this is what I mean. It's like she got what she wanted. She got fame. She got attention. She got and more. It's because of her energy. It's not really about fame, mostly. Fame is a good side, hardly a good side of it because money. You know, you want to be supported, stable, or whatever. But partly it's because she's like, I want this to reach everybody, my opinions to reach everybody, this movement to reach everybody. I don't know what this is. I don't know what she talks about. But like, there's just this like, I want this movement to continue because I don't agree with it anymore. But I think it's still I think it's still something that needs to happen. Like I don't know what that is, but there's just someone will be able to tell me. I'm sure. But like, that's what I'm getting. It's just like I've got what I wanted, but like. Now that I'm here, what have I really got? Because I'm faking all this, and I'm not being honest with my audience. Really well. Clarification is so crazy. Oh, okay. So her mother showed us Empress, which is motherly, as is affection and like doting and a good. I can read this because the star and Empress because. She's her mother, and I'm like, there's some point of this where like, Empress can be an image, Empress can be this empathetic stuff, and then like fade away, or there's just like this challenge to be the best at something, be perfect at something. The Empress is like, to me, it reads perfect, reads an image, reads, this is who I want to present as, this is perfect woman. And I think her daughter took a lot of these traits into her fame. Her audience. She took a lot of those traits of like the arrogance and stuff. I could see that coming through the stars. Like there's just this like vibe of like this is who I am, perfect lady, perfect woman, sexy and intelligent. Do it all, women. You can do it all, women. You can do it all. I don't know if she said that, but like women can do it all. Why am I getting that? Whatever. Okay, so the Seven of Wands is reversed. So this is interesting because I've been saying the Seven of Wands upright, which is like fighting for yourself. And I mean, she hasn't been. She wants to fight for herself. Seven of Wands is like fighting for yourself, proving yourself. She wants to do this, but she can't. Seven of Wands is reversed. She cannot prove herself. She has to she feels like she can't say anything to her audience and her show and stuff. And she's just like, I have to like. And she's become someone that she's become what people will call a hack. She's become someone that she doesn't, people don't relate to anymore. I feel like she really misguidedly did something she just should have been honest. She should have just let the show. She should have just done something to like pivot away before even this happened. Because I'm not saying this is like directly her fault, but I'm like partly because she's been so shallow. Because I'm reading this now like because I'm reading this now diagonally because the emperor that reading this like sideways like this is like because I'm seeing the empress like how her mother is like completely like doting, perfect image, perfect wife, perfect like mother, like you want to achieve these things. I want to teach you how to achieve these things, and this is partly why she got a show, right? Or like she was on a show, like she was just on. She taught her these tactics to be poised, graceful, but still with a bite, obviously, in your own opinions. But she taught her a lot of things that are like image, and that trickled into what she wanted. She wanted to be famous. She wanted to have an audience. She wanted to have it. It became more than just fame. Like I said, like it became more about like teaching people, changing people's opinions, beliefs, and creating a movement with this audience. So it grew partly out of fame, just being famous. It grew into more of that. And this would have happened before she was in fame. She was like, I want to create a movement. I want to create something that I believe in. And she did that. She in the sweep of it, it's like I'm seeing like everyone's marching and she like falls down and then people are like walking over her in the movement and like the movement that she created. I don't know what this is, but it's like she just like created some sort of movement. She feels like she created some sort of movement and she just fell out of it. She left it, but then the movement still continued, and she's now like, this movement is now a mob against me. I've created a mob. If I ever step out of line, if I ever say that I never believed in it or that I don't believe in it anymore, they will feel so hurt. And my public image will never get out of that because I'm too far in now. It's just so sad. Yeah, people view her as like a hack, and like she just says, so it says she's just like a parrot. She's just a parrot. She's just the same talking points. But she didn't want to do that. She started out doing something she actually believed in, and then found herself not believing it anymore, and then she just kept it going because that's the name of the game, I guess. So just keep the image up and keep your fan base. That's what keeps you earning money. Like she felt very trapped. It's so sad. She wanted to prove everyone wrong, and show her who she really was, but she just couldn't do that. She just couldn't do it because of this instilled in her from her childhood. This image from her mother is this image of like, I have to be a certain way. I can't be this way or that way. There's just something where she just was like, I have this. I cannot be wrong. There's something which is so weird, so wild, but like it's just like, I don't know if this is 1-to-1. I don't know if this is actually accurate, but it's just like, this is how she's, to me, as she's reading, it's like, I can't be wrong. I cannot be wrong. I cannot be wrong. I can't be wrong. Or it will ruin me. Even though she knows she's wrong when she talks about everything. So it's like, oh, girl, I don't know. I'm going to pull again. Clarification here, I guess. Vulnerability, honesty. This is in between them. So between them, they could be honest, and her mother knows her own beliefs, and she's like, yeah, I completely get why they confide in each other, which is a good thing. But I'm still seeing, and I don't think she's bad about it. I'm just saying that she still thinks of her that she really takes heart even now, and like why she doesn't say like her own beliefs, her real beliefs now. She's just so scared. And honestly, she should have been scared of who she was becoming, because once she stopped being about what she believed in, people started to see her more not as a human being, but as a thing, as a product. And that's partly what I'm seeing is that the people that draw the Three Swords, and I'm like, they thought that she was like, there's something where they felt jaded. She's like, well, she's always on about this now. She's not about like her real beliefs and her real opinions, and people can tell already that she's not really herself anymore, and who she was. Like, there's just like this different different spectrum and different perspective because she wasn't who she said she was, or like she wasn't honest with everybody. So she felt trapped. She wasn't honest, and that's part of why they took her mother, because they were like, well, she's not. They didn't view her as a human being, like they viewed her as a socialite, as like, one of the 1%. So if she had been honest, and this probably wouldn't have happened if she had completely, like, I'm being completely serious, is that she this cycle of like being perfect and like not having any wrongs, not doing anything wrong, not being embarrassed, or having no shame. You're perfect. This has really gotten to its worst, and I don't know what this is all about, but completely, I did not expect any of this, because I don't know this woman, period. I might not even be getting her name right. So much I don't know her. I just looked up one of my people I follow on YouTube thumbnail, and I was like, okay, here's the title, here's their names, and I'm just like getting this crazy stuff, and I'm just like, oh, what is happening? But again, this is honesty, vulnerability, because strength upright is like, again, an image, can be an image. It's like you're strong, and you're perfect. That's how it's reading now, because of all the cards: Empress, Star, Nine of Cups. I'm just like, this is like an image, and money, and but this is reverse. This is vulnerability, being honest, being truthful, letting go of facade, letting go of image, and they do that together. And it's kind of her way of so her mother knows that like her beliefs have changed, and they both talk about this stuff and like how she feels so trapped. And I think partly why the people who are captured her, gag her, and like what Eli said is like, because I'm seeing, it might not be literal, it might be she's just drugged and like doped up a lot, I don't know, but there's just a thing of like, they don't want her to speak, don't want her to talk. And part of this is because she knows that her daughter's opinions have changed, but the captors don't want to believe that, don't want to know that, they don't want to, because partly why they picked her is because they wanted to get at her daughter, they wanted to get at her beliefs, her opinions, and the way that she handles it. And her mother's trying to go back to her and like telling these people like, no, she doesn't believe those things anymore, that's not who she is, that's just her facade, her image. I taught her that image, I taught her to be this respectable lady, graceful, responsible, but powerful and truthful and honest at the same time, Jackie Kennedy, like that kind of thing. That she's like, I taught her to be this wonderful woman who does what she needs to do, and the people who captured her don't want to hear that, and maybe they've heard like the off ends of some argument like that, and they just completely like, I don't want to hear that, because they don't want to believe what they're doing is the wrong thing to do, that they're not in the right anymore in their own logic, which is fascinating. So I'm getting crazy. I'll pull more apple. Sorry. Oh yeah, we're not. I don't know. Does I'll pull clarification on like, did the group of people actually know, one of the people in that group who captured her, did they actually know her? So I'll pull on that, like, actual connection. So Nancie, the group, and their connection. The Nine of Wands is reversed, which is interesting, because this is her, the King of Wands or Queen of Wands is reversed, so it's the same kind of spectrum of like, also like, this is like, because the Nine of Wands upright is like, the Knight is like saving yourself, saving things, someone helping you, but like she's like, I can't be helped, I can't be saved, don't save me. I don't know if that's, she's afraid if someone tries to save her, they're gonna get hurt, or they're gonna, because like they really, like I said, they have it like I want to say lockdown, like literal lockdown. Like there's just this like no one comes in, no one comes out. There's just this vibe of like they have her contained, like, and they really know what they're doing. Once they have her kidnapped, they and the travel to and from, they know what they're doing. Now the negotiating ransom part of it, I don't think they know what they're doing. But the other part, like kidnapping her and holding her hostage, they know that part of it. So, just confirming that she's just like, I'm afraid for someone else who's trying to save me because they have everything unlocked. They have a million cameras, they have lasers, they have traps, they have things set up that like will inevitably hurt somebody. Like it's gonna be a full-on like little war to get me, because this is insane. The labyrinthness of it, like many guards. I'm just seeing like a jail, like a huge jail, like Alcatraz or something, like something crazy. It's just insane. Maybe it's on an island. I don't know, but there's something where she's really afraid that if whoever comes to try to rescue her, she's afraid for their life, because it's gonna be insane. Trying to get her back alive, and also them alive. Anyways, scary. So cops is them. So this is emotional investment. I don't know. Has she been on the show before? Her mother, like, has she been on the show? Like, there's just maybe they. This is something. It's like emotional investment is like they do like passively know of her. Like that's what I would say. I would say that they know her, and maybe her daughter like talks about her in interviews or something. She's sort of candid about their relationship or something. I don't know, but there's just something where like they like her mother. Like I don't know. There's something where they like her or appreciate her, or should they recognize that there's an emotional tie to them that can read this more coldly. The Aesocopt is a emotional connection. Water is emotional. So to me now, like they saw that she's emotional towards her like mother. Maybe she like cried in an interview, or like when she talked about her, like she had tears, or like just something, or she was like, I love her so much. Like that's what got her kidnapped. It's because she was like, her daughter was showing a real emotion and connection to her. So that's why they kidnapped her. Which makes sense, but obviously really sad. But yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is in between them, which is golden opportunity. Which makes sense, right? They're holding her for ransom, right? Duh. But also be like a cycle. This is insane. This is cycles. Like the Wheel of Fortune is a wheel. It's a circle. It's a cycle. And what I've been saying is that because of her mother's, responsibilities that she held on her to be perfect and have an image, is what got her an audience and fame and stability. But like this cycle has come back around to being like this fakeness, this facade of being perfect and never having an opinion that's wrong and never conceding you're at fault for something that you're doing, because she's like, her daughter is like, how horrible for me to like concede that I did something, like I created a movement and like maybe there was a lot of like pain in it, and she was just like, I don't want to like accept that was my fault. Like I had this audience and I used it for the wrong reasons that I no longer believe in. How can I admit that? How can I say I was wrong at that? How can I say she's just so like holding all this on her back. Like this is crazy. How much of this is like put on her. Also probably about her mother's mother, and this is a whole cycle of this kind of thing. But yeah, I hope that I think going through this and whatever happens as a result from this will change her daughter's viewpoints and will change her talking points as she goes further into her life and like writes a book or like does a different show. Like there's something where she's going to change her opinions now because she saw what happened. She saw what happened when she gave a hack, a parrot, a person who doesn't really believe anything. She just repeats the same things that other people are saying, and other people that will agree with her. Like, she just plays it safe when she didn't used to play it safe. And going through this, she's not going to play it safe anymore. She's going to be her real honest stuff, because that is what being fake and inauthentic is what made people do this to her, because they were like, well, she's not. She's, she deserves this because she's not being herself. Really, really sad. But I see a positive to this. So there's a shift in her perspective on. She's always believed these things, but she's just never been able to show it. She's just like, I can't show it. I can't do it. Breaking the cycle. I see that happening. A huge fortune of breaking the cycle for her, or at least acknowledging the cycle and saying that she needs to like promptly change certain things, if not everything. And the way she tackles her opinions and political beliefs and stuff like that. There's just something where she's like, I have to be myself, because this parasocialness, it worsens when you're not yourself, and you're not, because people will me talking about like I have an audience like that, but like to me it's like, well, if you're not yourself, people are not gonna, they're gonna agree with you more, and the more that people agree with you, the more they're like, I know this person, they are like me, and that gets scary. And on the other spectrum of that is like, if you're not yourself, and in that way it's like people who think you're wrong are like, though they're so wrong, they're never right. You know what I mean? They never have a human opinion. They never have a human connection to something. They never have they're like a robot. Like on either spectrum, it's scary, because one's like really close, thinks they're close to you parasocially, because they're like, you're just saying what they want to hear, which is what she's been doing, and so they think they're really like really together. And then the people over here are like, you're so wrong, you're like a robot. You're like a parrot robot. Like you're like a what's it called? My Jenny Nicholson video trivia. Here we go. What's an audio animatronic? What's it called? I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called. There's a name for it, and I can't think of it. But it's an audio animatronic, a robot parrot. It's what you are. It's what you are. I can't think of the name. I can't think of it. I'm so sorry, Jenny Nicholson. But anyways, that's what I mean. Is like they see her as a robot parrot, and then the other people are like, oh my god, we're so like, she's that woman. She's my woman. Wow. But yeah, no, that's what's happening, and she's realizing that if I'm honest and I'm real, I have my actual opinions, people will see the authenticity, and maybe some won't agree with it, but they'll be able to relate to it in a certain way, even though they don't agree with me. Like, she's really, because she did what she did, she's like, I now realize that all this stuff I've been doing has caused was a catalyst for what happened to my mother, what's going on with my mother. This is insane. Yeah, I don't. I could talk. I'll talk about the random notes, I guess. Let's say. The family writing back the ransom notes from the group, and then entering in between. Okay. So this is the Eight of Swords. Upright, which is like, victim of circumstance, right? She's being, like, this is really much like she's being held captive, right? Like, she's in the swords, she's in the containment, like, this is like, I'm being held captive, she's being held captive, and they're trying to get her out, right? And they're also victims in this, because they're trying to get, they don't know, they're walking and actually trying to talk to them, talk it out, whatever, and it's just not going anywhere, right? The Ten of Swords is them, which is heartbreak, betrayal, I would say, not heartbreak, but betrayal. So there's something, maybe in a plead with the group, there's something that one of them said, one of the family members said, if not many of them, I don't know, there's something where they were like, don't like threaten me, or like, I don't know if it was a threat, but there's something where they're like, don't talk to me like that. And I think that's partly why they're not talking to them. It's because there's something that one of the family members have said in regards to this, and they feel insulted. They feel like maybe they said they weren't smart because of the guy with the camera, the guy who came and kidnapped her wasn't very smart, but like maybe there's something in general like these people aren't smart, and they're like, we are very intelligent and you won't find her. And if you try and find her, you will die. There's a clear like kill on sight of this image, isn't there? That's what I'm getting. Is this like they said something, or in the note there's something where like they were insulted at something they said. I don't know exactly what it was, but they were like, I'm insulted, or maybe it's the money or something. Like, except the stipulations of like where to meet or like something like that, like the negotiating of like, because they're like, we'll choose a location, we'll choose this, we'll choose that, like, but there's something in the note that's like insinuating we'll do this here or there, or it just, I don't know, there's something where they were like, don't talk to me like that, I talk to you like that, you don't talk to me like that. Very hostile. But yeah, so I still like Alcatraz, like an insane Arkham Asylum, but it's just something where it's like insane and intricate, and like anybody who goes there is gonna die. If they're not supposed to be there, they're gonna die horribly. Horribly. That's what she's so afraid of. And the two wants this friction in between them. So this is like, like I said, like friction between like. This is friction, less if there's friction. Like I said, like there's real hostility on the group's side, and then their side is like, oh, please bring her home. We can't really do this anymore. I don't want to. They're tired of it, and they're just getting started. The group is just getting started, yeah, they really have her contained, and then she's not going to go anywhere. She's safe, but she's not going to go anywhere for quite some time until they find a way to get her out. Like. They may have even found the place, but they cannot get into it safely. Like they'd have to like really go through her and like get like a double agent in there, like get someone who like can blend in with them, and the whole thing. It's gonna take a while because it's that contained and that serious. It's highly intelligent criminals, like. High level crimes, like this is just so like crazy and intricate, and I didn't expect that, but like it was just a lot to this. It was just a lot to this. It's just not. It's not going to end good. I can say that. But like in general, like if they find her or try and save her, the people who are there are not going to have a good time. I can tell you that. Because she's on high guard, security guards, and like all that stuff. So I'm praying for her safe return. I'm also praying for Susanna to wake up from these opinions and perspectives she's had, and like why she's lied and she's kept a face. And I hope that she sees that this horrible then series of events shouldn't have happened. She shouldn't have been lying to herself. She just said a part of her upbringing was false and wrong in some ways, and she's like, I need to be honest, because honesty is the key to humanity, to be real, to be authentic, to be genuine, is to be yourself. And she really lost that. She really lost that in her image, not her personal life, but in her image. She really lost that. It's so sad to see that this is what happened. I'm not gonna say it's her fault. People are parasocial and crazy. That's also what I'm saying. People are parasocial and insane, and think that they don't know someone or know someone based on nothing, based on like a couple hours they're there in their entire life, like a huge, like tiny spectrum of who they are. you know, like it's a real pigeonhole. Like you don't really know anybody like that, and it's insane to assume you do, in any perspective. But yeah, her being up for herself really, she really shot herself in the foot there. And her mother's trying to go back for her, and I hope that she gets rid of the people there. I hope that they let her talk, let her speak to them at some point. I don't know if that would ever happen, but I hope that happens, because there's definitely could be a turning point in the captivity, because part of the big reason they did it is because they thought that she had political beliefs or things that were directly against them, or they felt was directly against them, and now they know that it's not. They would know. They would know if she was the one talks. I hope that happens. I hope people change. I hope people grow. I hope people change their opinions and realize that they're wrong. It's all about realizing you're wrong, because they need to realize they're wrong in their beliefs, and she needs to realize she was wrong for not showing her beliefs. This is going to be a great Netflix show next year, so I'll see you then. All jokes aside, I hope that she is found. I hope that no one is hurt. I hope that everyone is safe and everyone learns from these experiences. With all that being said, bye loves. This has been Change Channel.